Coach, your turn to give your assessment of scrimmage today. What did you see from the guys?
I thought it was pretty good. I thought the offense took care of the football, which means the defense didn't force enough turnovers. But I thought the defense had some disruptive plays, had some good pressure on the quarterback. It was like a give and take on both sides. But special teams looked clean, but got a lot of plays. I felt like 84 total plays, I think, is what we had, and with special teams, another 20, so over 100 total plays. It was really good what we wanted. We were able to see a lot of newcomers on the team tackle and break tackles and block and play live football. And we'll evaluate the film and see what we have, but really, really happy with the talent that we have on this team right now, and I think we got to keep rolling. We got a few weeks before the game, but we'll still a lot of things for us to keep working on to improve on. So that's from what I see, just not being able to watch film. But I'm happy. I'm really pleased with the first actual scrimmage for us.
One of the main emphasis this year that you said and other people have said was keeping guys healthy. I know you're rotating out some of the veterans and different things, giving them days off, just trying to keep everybody healthy. What's your assessment on the health of the team at this point?
Yeah, I feel like the teams. You say healthy, but we have to play football, and there's going to be some soreness. I imagine the guys are going to be really sore after this practice today, and we'll have the day off tomorrow, but we got to get back on it again. And next week is another grind. We're going to have to work really hard and test these guys, and even the guys that are proven. There's ways that you can put them in type of situations where they can still improve. Even though we held out guys like Puka and Gunner and Dallin, those guys, the time that they need to get better and work hard is going to be the week coming up, and what they've done already Monday through Friday this week. So we've been through this before. Really like the amount of talent that we have on our team right now, and the depth and the experience. And you can see it's like the guys just used to being in the stadium and used to some tough situations in the game. And I like that. I feel like our football team, the football IQ has improved a lot, and that's probably because there's a lot of players that have tons of experience.
All right, we'll go Jay Drew next.
Kalani, it wouldn't be a scrimmage without me asking you which side won the day, so maybe I'll just ask, is one side ahead of the other at this point in camp?
If you're looking at just today, I don't know. It was kind of back and forth. I think everybody wants to. If you're looking as a fan, I don't know. I think everybody wants to see a million points on the offense. So for what I saw so far in camp, I feel like both sides are doing really well. The offense, way further ahead than they've ever been, but the good thing is that the best thing for our defense is playing against our offense, I saw improvement on our defense from day one to now, and so I feel like they've stepped up quite a bit too, and I feel like it's neck and neck, and that's what you want. We'll put them in some more competitive opportunities and get another scrimmage next week and see how it works from there. But right now, I feel like they're both in that position. If you ask me today, I don't know. It just seems like the live work was kind of. We had some quarterbacks go live today, and that it just kind of shows that not everything is a sack when you have athletic, elusive quarterbacks, and that's kind of good for our defense to see that too. So we're going to be going against some really athletic quarterbacks too this year, and especially in the first week against USF. I don't know. I can't answer that question, so.
Aaron said all the quarterbacks got reps, but how did the non-Jaron Hall quarterbacks look?
Good. I thought Jacob looked poised. We put him some tough position. Had a penalty that kind of ruined the drive that he was a part of. But from what I saw, Jacob's made a huge improvement from even the spring to now, and even in camp gets better. And then Finnegan played really, really well. He just looks the part, and I thought he commanded the offense really well and communicated well. There's still some mistakes, but honestly, I think some of the mistakes that we had on defense were substitution. We had some substitution penalties, but on that and a couple defensive holding, which is fine. We get our that's going to happen with the type of coverage and the things that we do in our scheme. But offensively, I thought they played pretty clean. I can't think if it was a lot of mistakes made on the offensive side, especially with the ones. And I'm talking about the ones on both sides. It's been good, but we say the ones, and we held out some guys on defense like Keenan Peely didn't play, and we had Peyton limited, and so when you say that, people think that the defense didn't do well, but I think when you're talking about the linebackers, everyone said that our defense is different when we have Keenan Peely and Peyton Wilgar on the field, but it's not like Max Tooley and Pepe Tanduvasa and Ben Bywater aren't capable of doing it, and I like what I saw from those guys, So, and then we have some young backers that stepped up today and made some good tackles, just fresh off their missions, and you could tell it was good for them to get back into the tackling part of the game.
All right, we'll go Jay Catch, followed by Jared Lloyd. You're up, Jay.
Yeah, Kalani, I wanted to ask you about your evaluation of your defensive line at this point in camp. You talked about the fact in spring ball you wanted them to hear all the noise about their quote-unquote failures a year ago, but how do you evaluate them so far in camp? Yeah,
they're doing good. They're going to be just fine. If you see guys like Josh Larson, who he doesn't even look the same guy compared to the end of last year, and he's young, and you got Batty was disruptive today. He was hard to block. Gabe Summers did some really good things up front, and Earl Tuioti Mariner did good. It's good to see Zoe on the field. There's a lot of good bodies that are capable and have tons of experience, but the young guys are really stepping up too. I think Hunter Greer did some good things today. We were able to see Ice Moa as a true freshman play, and he's got some twitch. So there's a lot of good players. I know I'm leaving some guys out, but D-line's going to be fine. You have to, when you're going against our O-line, you have to be fine to the best experience for them is going against an experienced O-line and athletic and big and strong guys, and our guys know what it takes, and so I think they're holding their own, and we'll be just fine when we get to the season.
I wanted to ask you about that offensive line. Is this as good of offensive line as you've had in your time at BYU?
I don't know. We'll see. I think we're expecting them to be really good with all the returning production and the guys that have all the experience that are back. So usually a good sign when you have 7 or 8 guys that have started in games and you only have 5 spots to fill. So the competition has been really good, and I like what Funk and A-Rod are doing. They're being able to kind of put guys in different spots and move them around, and I know that they have kind of like their major position where they're playing right tackle or left guard, but it's good to see them kind of moving around and even some of them getting reps at center. So I think Coach Funk has the ability to move some guys around, always make sure that we have the best guys regardless of who's available and if we have to, if guys get banged up. But I think there's a good chance you might see a good rotation of maybe 8 guys being able to play throughout the whole game.
Kalani, I wanted to ask about physicality. I talked to Peyton about it, trying to find that balance, of course, staying healthy like we talked about earlier, but also making sure guys are physically ready. It sounded like the scrimmage today was a mixture of some thud tackling and then also some pull-on tackling. What do you do to evaluate how much you want to do at both of those levels?
Well, I mean, there's guys that need the work, and usually those are the guys that are fresh to the team. And because we want to be able to see them when it's a real game, and then there's guys that like Peyton Wilgar and Keenan Peely, where we know they can do it, but they just need to keep improving, keep getting better. But I don't know if they need to play a full live scrimmage. They probably need to get a couple live reps, and that's about it. A few. But when we get working with the scouts against our ones, we'll probably we kind of scaled back on it, but when we work with our scouts, we're going to have to tackle them a little bit, especially before we get to the 2-week point. But I don't know. I've been pleased with the guys that there's guys that. So if you're looking at like Chris Brooks, he didn't play here before. This is his first year, but look at his film. He's been able to work through the tackling stuff before. He's been able to break tackles, and then we look at our the way we practice, and so how many live reps do you need to really see him in? You know, we know that he's capable, he's strong, but it's probably not as much as you would with a newcomer that we don't know much about. So there's guys that we know a lot about that can do it, and we just got to make sure to keep them, you know, on top of their skills. But when it comes down to it, you know, it's a physical game, so you have to. If you guys need to get better at tackling, you have to make them tackle. And you guys can't take care of the football or can't break a tackle, then you need to give them a chance to work on that, or they just can't run the ball or ever have the ball in their hands. So, and guys, the difference is that O-line and D-line is pretty much live all the time for those guys. They're hand-to-hand combat the whole time. The only difference is that they're not finishing the block to the ground, or they're not diving off and launching into a running back in the tackle. So, I think we've got it under control. We have a good balance of all of it to be able to evaluate all our players.
And we got time for one more question for Coach. Anybody else? All right, Jay Cash.
Yeah, Kalani, you probably got about, I guess I would say 2 weeks till you get ready for game prep mode. What do you want to see the most from your squad in the next 2 or so weeks?
Yeah, I want to see some separation in the competition, you know, and basically who are we going to go with in terms of our sub packages, our personnel groups, who's going to have the major roles, who's going to be in the rotation, what our depth will look like. I'd like to see our depth chart kind of. I think we have an idea of it, but I'd like to see it pretty much get knocked down by the time we get a week from now. I would like to see our depth chart set. That would be in order for us to prepare for it and get the best look on the other side from our scout team. But right now we want our guys just to compete, and people are battling for spots just to get on the travel squad. You know, this is a highly competitive team right now, and right now I think we have an idea of who our major players are. It's just who else is going to be in the mix, and how can we basically get that travel squad all ready to go and fill out that roster.
All right, guys. Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. Thank you.